They're not even doing Second Amendment rights a favor because, as his own lawyer said, this guy's no hero.
Nope. Along the line of this conversation, an Indiana man charged with carrying a loaded firearm to the U.S. Capitol on January 6th reportedly suggested to investigators that he was targeting House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. According to Politico, 56-year-old Mark Mazza is the latest of about half a dozen January 6th defendants charged with bringing a gun to the Capitol. Mazza told investigators he thought he and Pelosi would hit it off, adding that if he had found her, quote, "you'd be here for another reason."
So, Jonathan Lemire, this is a Politico story, and here we have, again, on January the 6th, here we have another person who was there with a gun, proving what liars those Republican apologists are, saying that they just look like a bunch of tourists. This criminal defendant said he went to January the 6th with a gun, and if he had found Nancy Pelosi, they'd be talking to him about something else completely differently. And this whole idea that people were going after Mike Pence and saying, hang Mike Pence, that somehow that was just like a football cheer or something, or people screaming, Nancy, where are you, Nancy? Were just people who, no, it's very clear this wasn't a group of tourists. There were people inside this group that were mobs, rioters, who wanted to find and kill Nancy Pelosi and wanted to find and kill the sitting vice president of the United States.
Yeah, there's been a consistent effort in the now 10 months since January 6th by many in Republican leadership and in the conservative media to whitewash what happened that day, to downplay the severity of the insurrection, to suggest that, yes, it was just protests or tourists. We have seen a certain primetime host on Fox News in particular devote a documentary series about this, and it is an effort to try to minimize the severity of what happened. But cases like this, the admission that this person had a gun and was thinking about Speaker Pelosi, evokes some of those most harrowing images of that day. Not just the abuse of police outside, which we have showing now with flags and one officer tased with his own weapon and thought he'd be killed with his own gun, but also inside the halls of the Capitol. We had Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talk about how she was hiding in the bathroom and then in her office knowing that they were hunting her down. One of the most chilling images of all was in the House chamber where men dressed in black with zip ties were spotted walking there. And, of course, talking to investigators afterwards, one told me that they felt that if things had gone a little differently that day, if there was a couple of wrong turns by congressmen or women, or bad luck broke a certain way, if there wasn't some heroism by some of the Capitol police officers in there, we might have had public executions of members of Congress, and we should not lose sight of that. And that is why the Select Committee, Willie, is spending so much time trying to figure this out, has cast such a wide net on subpoenas outside of the Trump inner circle, but also those who helped inspire it with their rhetoric, including the likes of Roger Stone and Alex Jones.
And to Rev's point, not only do Republicans not want to look into what happened that day, they're running the handful of people who do want to look into it out of the party at this point.